Hello, everybody, and welcome along to a live pre-match chat ahead of Leeds United's game away at Brighton. Leeds United looking for their first win away at Brighton since November 2009. We are live right now on YouTube and Facebook, so hello and welcome along to all those who are joining right now. Make sure to give the video a like first of all, share it around and get your comments in the comment section, obviously. I'm Ed McIntyre, and joining me remotely is Leeds United fan Kev Markey. Kev, hello.
Hi, Ed, yeah. Not a bad, another nice day for a game of football today, I can see. Don't know what the weather's like in Brighton, but I'm sure it's a lot better than this. But yeah, looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to this one as well. Of course, Leeds United in great form heading into it as well. 0-0 draw last time out against Manchester United at home, stretched our unbeaten run to 6 games. It was a goalless draw against Man U, and it certainly wasn't a classic. Nothing much happened in the game, but Kev, it was a solid defensive display, wasn't it? And it's a good point that we picked up.
Yeah, well, when we were talking pre-match, I did say I'd be quite happy with a goal. I'd be delighted if we got a goalless. Went with the 0 and in the game, and that's how it panned out. Really, the defence wasn't particularly bothered too much. Rashford had a good free kick that was easily saved by Meslier, but aside from that, all right, Fernandes maybe had a chance where he would have thought he might have scored, but he just sliced it wide. But Phillips did a decent job on him for the whole game, really. And I think both defences were really on top that day. So whereas I was delighted with the goalless draw, I was a bit, you obviously like to win these games. And Costa's chance, which took a slight deflection off for Saka, if that had been, it might have worried the keeper if it hadn't taken that deflection. But you can't really complain, can you? We lost 6-2 at Old Trafford and we held them to a 0-0. Second best team in the league to a 0-0, so really no complaints from me. And 6-match unbeaten run, and hopefully Bielsa will get the nod for manager of the month because with the teams that he's faced, especially, I think he deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. To go the entire month unbeaten and beat Manchester City, draw against Liverpool and Man United is a very, very good run, and Bielsa should certainly get a manager of the month. But no, you're right. Superb defensive display, plenty of positives to take from that aspect. But offensively, we were really, really poor. Obviously missed Rodrigo and Rafinha. So heading into today's game, are you kind of worried that we may not see as many chances as for last game?
People have said that he seems to be easing off on the press a little bit now and just being a bit more pragmatic, making sure we don't concede, which is another side of the game you wouldn't think Bielsa had in his locker because he's usually gung-ho just for scoring goals, but he's proven in a lot of the 6 matches that we've seen recently that he can be quite pragmatic as well. And if it means there's not conceding and playing a bit more stoically, then he'll do it as well. So that's good to see, actually, because when you looked at the fixtures, say 2 months ago, you'd probably thought, Man City, Liverpool and Man United, we're not going to get anything from those 3 games, really, the way we play. But we've proven that we can, play against these teams quite well, really. And all right, we might be lacking the chances and the goal-scoring opportunities that we've had previously, but I quite like this new sort of look that we have as well. As long as he doesn't, get against teams like Brighton, where he's supposed to make chances against, especially with their poor home form. Hopefully, we'll see a different side to us today, and we will create the chances, and hopefully Bamford will get back on the scoring sheet again.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, we do see a better performance going forward from Leeds United today. But of course, the point of the last game moved us up into 9th above Arsenal. We're on 47 points, just 8 points below the top 5, and with 15 points to play for, Kev, could we make a late push for Europe, do you think?
Well, everybody goes on about Villa doing it and Arsenal, so why not us? We're above both teams at the moment. But people seem to think, Leeds have done enough now not to get relegated. They'll be happy with the season, but I don't think Bielsa will be happy until we get as many points as we can from the last 5 games. He won't be sitting back ready to book his leave yet. He'll be wanting 100% from his team in the last 5 games. It's possible. Never say never. Sheffield United nearly did it last season, and Wolves have done it recently. So you never know. We might be making a late push for the Europa League, but that'd be maybe too much to ask in our first season back. But at least there's something to play for, rather than staying up, and we're safe now, obviously. But there's other things to consider as well, and players who are on the fringe will be wanting to, make a name for themselves a little bit because we want to be part of the squad next season as well. I just sense that we might have a few changes next season now that it's sussed out who can play in this league on a, on a regular basis. I think he'll might bring in some new players next season. Might be a couple leaving, so players will be wanting to still be part of the Bielsa revolution at Leeds, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because I must admit, heading into these type of games, against Brighton stuff, as you say, we are safe. Realistically, we're probably not going to finish in Europe, but it's still something to play for. But there's incentive, as you say, there for the players to prove a point, make their mark in the team for next season. So there's plenty left to play for this season. So it should be an exciting last 5 games. But no, I mean, we could always make a late push for Europe, and a win today would certainly go a long way to help us with that. Of course, going up against a really poor team in Brighton, they lost 1-0 away at Sheffield United last time out. Sheffield United already relegated, so a poor loss for them there. They've only picked up 2 points from their last 5 games. So, a very poor Brighton side, and we should really win today, shouldn't we, Kev?
Yeah, we were saying that though back in February, weren't we, when they were going into the game on a really poor run of games, and they did us 1-0. But and obviously Ben White had a colossal game. He returns today, unfortunately, and without his mate at the other end, Calvin. It's just one of these games, isn't it? We've won 8, we've lost 8, we haven't drawn. Is it just going to be a draw today, and that's be our first draw of the season? But we should be looking at winning this game, getting our 9th away win of the season, which would be absolutely amazing. But Brighton are still in the mire, aren't they? A little bit. I mean, another win or two, and I think they'll be safe. But if they go, the last 5 games not winning any games, then they could be sucked in if Fulham all of a sudden find a good rich bit of form to sort of worry them a little bit. But these are the sort of games you should be winning, really. I mean, Brighton are a poor side, I think. Yeah, I agree with you. But even more poor at home than they are away, yet they still lost to Sheffield United. And where was the hunger in getting 3 points against Sheffield United, really, when really they're still on 34 points and could do with another victory?
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly could do with the points. Brighton just 7 points above the relegation zone, so they're going to be well up for the game today. Clearly, they're desperate for points, and they may fancy their chances because they did beat us in January, so they may fancy their chances. So I think it's certainly going to be a difficult game, but it's one that we should really be winning. Let's have a look at the Leeds United team then. So just a couple of changes. So Mezier's in goal still, Alioski, Struick, Llorente, Ayling. Then you've got Robin Koch, who's been drafted in, Dallas, Click, who's come in as well, Roberts, Harrison, and Bamford. And then on the bench, you've got Casilla, Berardi, Drama, Jenkins, Shackleton, Huggins, Rodrigo, Hernandez, and Pervada. Obviously, no Rafinha still. He's still out with a hip injury. And Liam Cooper is serving the last of his 3-match ban. But no Calvin Phillips and no Helder Costa. I don't think we're too surprised not to see Costa because he picked up a heavy knock last week, with Wan-Bissaka doing a WWE move on him. So no Costa, but no Calvin Phillips. We're going to miss Calvin Phillips today, aren't we? Surprised with that?
Yeah, he's been immense recently for us, and obviously for England as well. He played all the England games, and obviously he continued that form with Leeds. Can't remember any bad knock he took against Man U. Maybe it could have been a training incident or something. I don't know, but hopefully we'll see him back next week, because we do miss him when he doesn't play. But I've got every faith that Bielsa will pick the right persons to do his job today. He might put Strike back there, you never know, and use Koch and Llorente as centre-backs. Koch's played there for Germany in the Phillips position. He might just put him in there. Llorente's played there before, so he's got an array of riches really at the moment at the back. I think Liam Cooper might find it difficult to get back into the team next week, actually, even though he is our skipper, because the defence has been rock solid recently. So, it'll be interesting to see where Click fits in again. Will Dallas go back to the back 4? I mean, Dallas can literally play anywhere, can't he? So, it'd be interesting when it kicks off at 3 where the positions are. But it should be a game we should be looking at winning. And maybe the stress that Brighton are going through at the moment with them being sort of just outside the bottom 3, maybe that'll play into our hands because we're obviously home and hosed now. And like you said, there's a very, very outside chance that we could sneak into the Europa League positions. You never know; it could happen. If we win our last 5 games, it certainly gives us a chance. And all last 5 games, I would suggest, are winnable games. Even Spurs at home, with them being managerless at the moment, and the last 3 games, obviously, we should be picking up points against Burnley, Southampton, and West Brom as well. So never say never. You never know.
Yep. Never say never. But hopefully we can. Continue being beaten run today. But it's going to be hard without Calvin Phillips. As you mentioned, he's been fantastic in recent weeks. Had Bruno Fernandes in his pocket last week. He was superb. Was Calvin Phillips, and we're going to miss Helder Costa as well. I think because it leaves us with hardly any wingers. Rafinha's out and Costa's out now. So obviously that's not too good. But Robin Koch came on against Manchester United last week. Did very, very well. So. Defensively we've been superb. So I'm confident with that. Click back in as well. Hopefully he has a good game. He kind of needs one really. But I think we're going to have to wait until kickoff to see what happens. I looked on Google and a few of the apps. They've still got us in a 4-1-4-1 formation. They've got Stewart in CDM and then Dallas on the wing. And I can certainly see that happening. Stewart's played in CDM a lot this season, and he's done quite a fairly good job. Stuart Dallas can play anywhere. I think we've known that over the years, but. No, I think it'll be interesting. Koch could easily play there as well in Calvin's position, but certainly going to be interesting. But a big blow about Calvin Phillips. But Rodrigo is back there from his muscle problem. He's on the bench today. Could he play a big part today?
Yeah, I'm sure he could get 20, 25 minutes, depending on how the game's going. Yeah, he's on the bench for a reason. I'm a bit, maybe slightly disappointed that Paveda hasn't been given a bit of a run out today because looks pretty electric when he comes on for his cameo performances when he comes off the bench. Maybe slightly unlucky to get a position there, but obviously Bielsa's got a plan in mind today to get a result. And also, obviously, congratulations to Meslier for getting his 10th clean sheet last week as well, which is a record for a player of his age. Over De Gea and Hart, I think they were previous people that had about 9 clean sheets, so he's on his own with 10 now. So if he keeps 5 more clean sheets, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. He's having a fantastic season, is Meslier. Let's now have a look at the Brighton team. So they've got Sanders in goal, Webster, Lewis Dunk, Ben White at the back, who returns after a 1-match suspension. They've got Veltman, Gross, Bissouma, Byrne, Trossard, and they've got Welbeck and Neil Maupay playing up front. Neil Maupay, their highest goal scorer this season, with just 8 goals and 2 assists. But he scored against us in January, Kev, and Maupay always seems to do well against us. So could he be? Could he cause a few problems for us today?
Yeah, going back to his Brentford days, he always enjoyed playing against us, and obviously made a point of doing so when he scored a goal. He could be a threat today. Welbeck, obviously, is not the player he used to be, but he's always capable of doing something. It's a robust team, what I can say. If Dan Burns playing in the position he's playing, 6'6", his natural position is centre back, but they've been using him as a left back, but he's obviously on the left wing somewhere today. But we should really take advantage of that, really, because even though he is a good player, a 6'6" player shouldn't be catching Harrison or any of other wide men if they're going full pelt down that wing. So it could be a weakness on their part, but they did us back in February, so you've got to be cautious today. It was a poor game back in February. I think we're blaming the pitch mainly for the performance, but I'm sure the Amex will be in a good condition today, and hopefully with our away record, which is, I think, superb, really. Yeah,
absolutely. We certainly should be looking at our 9th away win of the season. But no, that certainly could be a weakness of theirs, as you mentioned, 6'6" winger. Yeah, definitely not going to be able to catch the likes of Jack Harrison or Dallas or Alioski on the wings. Ben White, of course, returning, former Leeds United player. That'll be an interesting battle today. Ben White, who Brighton refused to sell to us because we were direct rivals against them. Well,
I agree what Calvin Phillips said about him as well, that if he'd have joined Leeds, he'd be in the England squad now. I think for definite, the way he played for us last season, he would have carried that forward in the Premier League. I think he'd have a couple of England caps by now. So Brighton, I don't think have done him any favours, really.
Yeah, no, I think that too as well. But no, I mean, you're absolutely right. We should be winning today. They're down at the near the foot of the table for a reason. We should definitely be beating Brighton today, but we don't have a good record against Brighton, do we? Brighton, of course, beat us early on in the season. They've won 7 of the past 8 league meetings against Leeds United. We haven't. Of course, we've lost the last 4 meetings against them without scoring. So, yeah, dreadful record. As I said at the start of the show, the last win away at Brighton came in November 2009. We won 3-0 in a League One fixture there. But, Kev, can you see us turning our form around against them? How do you see today's game going?
Yeah, I mean, it can be fun looking at these sort of stats against teams. And I don't think the players will know too much about it, especially the foreign players. They won't give us stuff about, who haven't come there since whenever, because they won't really know about it, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, we're very capable of getting a result. If you can beat Man City with 10 men, you can beat anybody, can't you, away from home, let's face it. As long as we don't go down to 10 men again, I won't fancy going through that again. But, yeah, we're very capable, obviously, of beating the team. We've got a good record against teams down at the bottom this season. Not many teams have got past us apart from Brighton. But, yeah, I'm sort of, semi-confident we'll do something well today.
Score prediction?
It'll be a low-scoring game. I think one goal will win it again, and hopefully Bamford or somebody like that will score, but it doesn't really matter as long as we win. I think it'll be a very tight game and very close, and 1-0 to Leeds. Yeah,
I think it'll be a very tight game as well. 1 goal in it, but I'm going to go a 2-1 victory to Leeds United. Having a look at the comments, Holy Ghost on YouTube says, hey. He says 0-0 today. No KP as well, says Sturi on YouTube. He's pointed that out. And Holy Ghost says, if we do score, it'll be Alioski. I mean, it'll be great if Alioski scores today. I think I'll be quite disappointed if it was a 0-0 draw today, Kev.
Yeah, especially against Brighton. You don't mind it against Chelsea and Man U because they are very, top 6 teams, are they? But against Brighton, you want to be scoring against these teams. And yeah, another 0-0. It will be our first draw away from home this season, which, you'd rather get it against another team than Brighton. But as long as we don't lose, I suppose, it takes us to 7 games, then going to the last 4, which is, puts us it's still in a good position. But, you like to, against Brighton, you should be looking at beating these teams. And I think Bielsa will have something up his sleeve today, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, fingers crossed for a Leeds United win today, hopefully. But we'll wrap it up there, Kev. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. Where can people find you?
Yeah, Leeds United _mad on Twitter, Leeds United mad on Facebook. Yeah, just contact me on both streams, and it'd be good to hear from people.
Yeah, make sure to go and hit up Kev, and make sure to follow him on social media, and follow All Things Leeds as well on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds on Facebook and on YouTube. Give us a follow on all platforms. But hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, share as well, and get your comments in as well. I'll be reading them before the game kicks off today. But thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you soon.